I can tell by the chat that it's crunch time. I had went downstairs to check on how things were doing, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna have to go back upstairs because I'm pretty sure we're about to hit that mark. And the answer is yes. Yes, we are. Mal will be up here in just a moment. Why no green shirt? I considered it, but I'm going to be getting a shower after the stream, and I was like, well, I'm just going to throw on an undershirt because we plan on working out and doing the Ring Fit adventure, and then also, you know, getting a shower. So I'm like, I'll just pass. But yes, I do. I'll have to be pinched. I'm sorry. But there's a toaster strudel and Pop-Tart on the way. We tried to time this as good as we could, but it was a little difficult to try and get it right there. And yeah, I do have a green mug. I actually thought that through. I was picking out a mug, and I was like, this one's green. So at least I have that going for me. Hi.
Hi.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Ooh, that got a little crispy.
A little bit. First time making them in this toaster, so.
It's true. We've had this toaster for years, and we have never bothered to do a toaster strudel. Oh, snap. Hi. Oh, good lord, Milk Bomb.
Steven looks down. Steven looks up. Milk Bomb.
25 subs from a Murmur. Holy crap. That is quite the amount of milk. Murmur, thank you. That is amazing. We will get to reading those here shortly, but what a wonderful way to start. Everyone enjoy your subs courtesy of Murmur. I put a St. Patrick's Day alert up at 300. Man. Oh, and yeah, I was gonna say, Chaz put Peggy in Link's hat because it's green. It was like, that's close. So Peggy's wearing Link's hat today. Murmur, thank you. That was there were 25 gift subs for Murmur, which we'll get to shortly, and then also 2033 bits. And Murmur says, I got my tax refund, so here's some love.
Thank you.
I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Man, what a wild way to start this morning. So you may have seen on Twitter, or, you know, I also had it set as the notification, because I actually remembered the notification, that we're doing like a taste test this morning between toaster strudels and Pop-Tarts, because we had been talking about them on Thursday, and that day we went out to the grocery store, and I was like, well, let's just do this thing. So that's
there was
what
a
we've
lot
done.
of back and forth about what flavor, because we wanted the same in both.
Yeah, it was. We were having like a legit debate in the store about it. Also, people think we should pinch each other because neither of us are wearing. Oh my goodness! You're just very serious about that, aren't you? I was just gonna do that.
Thanks. Come here, sweetheart.
Leave a bruise. Kep, you're wearing green eyes, so you're set.
Mm-hmm.
No pinching for Kep.
Well, my dad told me yesterday, he was like, one of the things we do in my family is we kind of just like backhand each other a little bit.
Oh, you are downplaying the crap out of that. Your dad has just slugged me.
So he sent me a message and he said, backhand Steven for me. And I never did, so.
Thank you.
That makes up for it.
Oh. I mean, just like.
Sweetheart.
Purple Boy says, how do you wear eyes? Well. First, you're gonna need a spoon. Thomas says, you can't. Well, I'm not gonna pinch Kepi. I'll give him a little pet though, which means I guess everything is every day is St. Patrick's
You're
Day.
all wet. Your face, like.
He's a messy drinker. Anyway, so the flavors that we decided on were strawberry because we wanted to get the same flavor because if we did that, we would be able to more closely figure out.
Ninja Zelda, Peggy wants to wear eyes.
I mean, she does. Was it Tom that did the drawing during Broken Picture Phone where she has like Post-its on her face?
I think it was Tom.
All right, so we've got strawberry toaster strudel and strawberry Pop-Tart. It's been a million years since I've had either of these.
I stabbed mine to see if it was warm enough, so yours should be warm enough.
Okay, so you started with the Pop-Tart.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it's been a long time since I've had a strawberry Pop-Tart.
I was really sad when Publix didn't have raspberry toaster strudels.
Tastes about how I remember it. The icing on top is nice and crunchy. Having somewhat recently had the pretzel Pop-Tarts, I gotta tell you, these are way better than the pretzel Pop-Tarts. The pretzel Pop-Tarts, because they were not crunchy, were slightly disappointing. And these are crunchy. Like the top is crisp.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'd much rather eat a strawberry Pop-Tart
I can
than
swallow
a pretzel
water.
one. Oh, Juvenation asked a good question. Have they been cooked? Well, I mean, the toaster strudel, obviously. But yes, the Pop-Tart also has been in the toaster, so they're both warm. Because I wanted them to be as close as possible. So let me take a bit of my palate cleansing black coffee to kill all sweetness, and then try again. Why is Thomas yellow? Like a banana.
He was green, and then he went and changed it.
Oh, he's getting pinched.
I thought I was yellow. Oh.
Oh, Thomas, you were green. Well, now you're yellow.
Golden Thomas.
You're golden. All right, I'm gonna take a bite out of this. You ready?
Yeah.
Oh man, you put yours on so much more nice.
Yours melted. You were like, put it on and bring it up. And I was like, are you sure? And you were
Oh,
like,
I
yeah.
understand. Yeah, it's fine.
So I let mine cool a little bit so it wouldn't.
Inside this bread.
Raisin toast inside the bread? I think you have a different toaster strudel than me if that's the case.
Oh man, okay. So like, I've been trying to approach this without bias. The best of my ability. But good God, having had a bite of a Pop-Tart and then biting into a toaster strudel, it's pretty night and day. Like, it's... wow.
Brandon says, I have strudel bias. It's true.
I mean, like... the first bite, I barely even got any filling. But the thing is, the whole thing is soft. Whereas, with the Pop-Tart, you've got the part that's crimped around the outside. Yeah. That's basically
you get a
just
Pop-Tart
bread.
that's extra full. Oh, those are good.
But like... wow, it's actually sad how much better the toaster strudel is. I mean, just from that one part, even if there was no filling, the toaster strudel would probably still win. And I gotta tell you, actually, they're about the same sweetness. They really are. Like, you would think that the toaster strudel, because it's covered in icing, would be sweeter. But I don't think so. I think that they're about the same levels of sweet. Let me compare the filling here. Because the filling on this is pretty mild. Let me go back to the Pop-Tart. This is very scientific, by the way.
I wish they were both raspberry. I'm just like, that was fine, but I wish it was raspberry. Jazz.
Thank you, Jazz.
The Pop-Tart is frosted, but there's not much frosting on it.
Okay, so
They had raspberry Pop-Tarts.
another key difference between these. The flavor of the strawberry seems about the same. It actually seems pretty similar in terms of like the intensity of the flavor. But the consistency and the texture inside is completely different. Because in the strudel, it's like a jelly that you'd find in a jelly donut. It's very smooth. The consistency inside the Pop-Tart is like, it's not as smooth. It's like, it's a little more chunky. It feels more like a jam. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know how to explain that. The
Pop-Tart is
textured.
a paste.
Yeah, and the toaster strudel is not. It's completely smooth throughout. Between the two, I think I also prefer the toaster strudel.
I do too.
Like when it almost every aspect it beats out the Pop-Tart. I mean, it really does. I hate that because I was really hoping that I could like find some redeeming factors here about the Pop-Tart. And on their own, Pop-Tarts are fine, but like compared to the toaster strudel, it really is not a competition. It's just not. And there's a poll going on right now. If you'd like to vote, you can click on the link that Brandon just posted and take a look here. We're actually looking live at what people are voting. Toaster strudels versus Pop-Tarts. The votes are still coming in, climbing past 70, 80. Let your voice be heard in this debate. I'm going to be honest, there's actually more support for the Pop-Tarts than I thought there would be. But I've never had, in my entire life, a Pop-Tart and a toaster strudel together like this. Like, I've never went back and forth. And it's interesting being able to compare it, because normally if you would have one or the other, you only have, like, your memories to guide you. You only have your memories. But this morning, to actually try them side by side.
Do you want to snuggle closer like you do normally? Yes, you do.
Okay, so
Stop pushing against me.
I'm gonna update what I'm gonna say here. I just had a bite of the Pop-Tart that contained no outer rim.
Yes.
Just the inside, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that was a better bite.
I like to eat my Pop-Tarts from around the outside first. He's purring. He's happy.
I mean, okay. So I'll say this basically. If you were eating a warm Pop-Tart that had no outside. It was just the inside.
Somehow it didn't have the crimp.
It didn't have the crimp. There is, I think there would be some people that would choose the Pop-Tart over the strudel, because it's a certain texture. It's a little firmer, and it is a little different than the toaster strudel. It's not that the toaster strudel just beats it in every way, but the crust is the best part. I mean, if you like the crust, they sell them without the frosting, but at that point, we're looking at like...
Brandon says, you ate the edge of the toaster strudel and said, wow, I ate the edge. That was even better. And now you're like, well...
I mean, it is true, though, but like the fact that I have to eliminate, like, what? 15-20% of the Pop-Tart to even start to get it onto the same level as the toaster strudel, and it doesn't even match it. I mean, that's bad, because it's true. At my very first bite, I almost got no filling in the toaster strudel, and I was already sold on the toaster strudel. I was like, wow, this is really good. Anyway. I did it.
Good job. Well, I'm glad you liked them. I know, Thomas, I'm sad too. You could have had some of these.
What?
Nothing. Don't worry about it. You've startled Kepi with your paper towel.
He'll be
Okay,
fine.
buddy. You can go back to bed. Lay down. Lay down, Kepi.
Also, let it be said that I ate all my breakfast
Yeah. Before 9:20.
in a remarkably small amount of time.
Keppies. Hey. You lay your head back down?
All right. How's he doing?
You startled him with your paper towel.
Clearly.
Give him a pet.
Clearly I am the worst. Hi, bud.
Hi.
So now all that's fun is over. What was the end results of the poll?
Oh, I don't know.
I mean, you were the one showing me.
I don't have it pulled up. I put my phone down.
And you're not willing.
Mm-mm.
Poll
There.
results. 97 strudel, 52 Pop-Tart. So, like a 2-to-1. Strudels won 2-to-1. That's... The fact that Strudels won is not surprising to me. Especially from that first bite. Oh my god. Like, I was like, whoa, wow, these are good. What's more surprising is that Pop-Tarts got that many points.
Yeah.
Because that means that a third of people here legitimately chose Pop-Tarts. And I'm genuinely surprised by that, actually. Although, to an extent, it could be a texture thing. Like, for one, the filling inside is different. That's a different texture. But then also, because Pop-Tarts have that somewhat crispy element with the frosting, that could be enough to sway people if they're not really that into the soft pastry thing. I could see it. The fact that it's a third of people is wild.
A lot of people said they voted for Pop-Tarts because they'd never had strudels.
Oh, I mean, yeah, that could influence it too. Well, I hope that in the near future, everyone gets to experience something they haven't had. That being said, I will say that I don't prefer either of them for breakfast because they're both too sweet. And now I've done this test. I have the leftover box of Pop-Tarts and Strudels, and now I have to eat them. So, it's fun. Alright, early beans. Before I even read a single alert, that might be a first, actually. That might be the first time I've ever done that. So, Beans. Patreon.com/StephenGeorgeO'Malmix. If you're interested in supporting us there, we appreciate it. And with that, let me read some of these things because they've piled up just a bit while I ate very sweet breakfast food. 13 months from Marty Griff 1980, who says, year plus a month. Yay, I can count. Congrats. 2 months from Jade Guide Gaming Adam. Finally got the Amazon Prime, so I figured I'd throw this Prime sub your way. No one's more deserving. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. We got 17 months from Miss Ray Moose. Rachel. Thank you, Rachel. 16 months from BugGamer24. 16 months. I think it's a rite of passage.
Yeah.
At this point. 17 months from Juvenation. Juvie, thank you. 9 months Triple Plus from Hallie Mulder 07 says, hey, it's a baby. Got the Twitch baby. Chrissy G at 18 months. Top of the crunch to you all on this St. Patrick's Day morning. Top of the crunch to you too, Chrissy.
What are you doing?
Is he cleaning?
He started sniffing me real close.
He's making sure that you're clean. If not, he'll have
clean?
He'll have to clean you. That's just what he does. 9 months from Everchanger. Oh man, could it be? Yes, it is. A Twitch baby. TM. I always love seeing the little trademark symbol. Fun fact. I don't know what the shortcut is on Windows. It's probably an alt code with like alt and some numbers. But on Mac OS, it's just alt. Well, we call it option. Option 2. And that's it.
Brandon says, I always trademark my babies.
You should trademark your babies.
Are you mad? What's wrong?
Alt 0153. I see. Yeah, on Mac OS, it's a little easier because a lot of the stuff is just assigned to option and then a key. What? So it's just option 2. What? So like I've gotten really close, or I've gotten really familiar with option 2 over the years because I've always loved the look of throwing that at the end of words to emphasize them. Are you looking at my lap? What's that? Is this a lap for you? Oh, it is.
He's done with me.
Oh, I'm sorry. Sit down, bud. Enjoy the lap.
That's okay.
I'll put this here. 18-month resub from Squid, who says, it's good to be here today. I just had a terrible work day yesterday where it was the busiest day I have ever worked. A couple full-time people didn't even get breaks. I was on the verge of snapping, so it's nice to have a day off to relax. Well, I'm sorry about that. I'm glad that we can provide, I mean, a much-needed break, but then also a way for you to just kind of recenter yourself, yeah. I guess. I understand that there's a lot of people that it's so weird right now with what's going on because there's some people that have like no work or are out of work, and then there are some people that on the flip side are like super busy because of all the things that are happening. So it's like,
yeah,
it's a weird dichotomy.
It's important to take care of yourself in these times.
It is. So especially if you're in one of the positions where things are super busy, whether you're a healthcare worker or you're in retail, especially if you're like at the grocery store or doing stocking or whatever, like it's good. Things are going to be really difficult.
Or mail carriers.
So like there's
so much is order now.
Yeah. So do your best to take care of yourself in this time. And also know that you're appreciated. Because there's a lot of folks out there that are relying on these key positions, which is good. We got a 9-month resub from Just Streamin' Brah, which is a good name. Congrats on Triple Plus. 11 months from Konosuga, who says, wow, almost a year. Wild how much different things are from 11 months ago. I just turned 25 on the 10th, and me and my fiance are going to be moving into our first place together in April. Very cool.
Yeah, that's exciting.
Yeah, that's it is exciting. There's always like a nervousness, but it's like an excited nervousness, which I think is the best kind. Where like there's a lot of different elements that you can be like a little unsure of, but you're more excited than anything. So that's super cool. And also, happy belated birthday too. We got 8-month resub from Paper Spyro. Well, I'm homesick with a bug that's not the virus, thankfully, but at least I have time to watch Breakfast Stream live for the first time in months. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Paper Spyro. Hope that you get better soon. I know that being sick at this time sucks just in general, but especially if like you have symptoms that are similar.
Yeah.
There's just so much like subconscious worry about it too. So I hope that anyone that's not feeling great today takes it easy and recovers as quickly as possible. We got 16 months from Wandering Stars. I work in the food industry, and in Oregon, they issued an order for all restaurants to close immediately, which meant I got to take home a lot of fresh pizza ingredients that were getting thrown away. I made calzones last night.
Silver lining.
I was about to say the exact same thing. I was like, silver linings. Mm-hmm. That actually reminds me of a story I think I've told on the vlog before. Well, it's actually been a part of a vlog day, but there was... what year was it? Was it 2011? I think it was 2011, but it was. I believe it was our last year of college, and me, Taylor, Dan, and Alex.
Oh, I know the story now.
Came back to Myrtle Beach for spring break in that March, and we were walking around the mall. And this was like right at closing time. Like the mall, it was like right about 9 p.m. they were going to close, and we were walking by an Auntie Anne's pretzel stand, and the guy stopped us and was like, "Hey, you guys want some pretzels?" Which, you know, was slightly alarming because it's like I don't know you, but I do love pretzels. They were definitely talking to the right person, and
they could sense it.
They could, yeah.
That you wouldn't turn down a pretzel.
I will never turn down a pretzel. So we went over there, and he said, you know, we got all these pretzels. We're closing. We're obviously not going to be able to sell them. Do you want them? And I was like, yes. And it was bags, like just full of every type of pretzel. It was so great. Like it's so weird because if you were to ask me to describe some of the best days of my life, that would actually go on there. Like there'd be like adopting the cats and getting married, and then really up by the top would be the day that I was given bags of free pretzels. So, Chaz says the cold open of that vlog is great.
I'll have to go watch it later.
I'm not sure what that is now, but now I want to find out. Anyway, we finally got to the 25 gift subs from Murmur, the incredibly large milk bomb. Let me tell you where those went. They went to Martian Monkey 47, Yo Drago M, R2 the A2 the NDA, That One Voice Inside My Head, Casadicia, Just in the Light, Little Nintendo Girl, Literal Space Queen, Inanova, Wonder Tactics, Alwu, Air Taco 88, Tiniest of Kitties, Bombard, Squeeves, Lupisaurus, Rainbow Sylveon 93, Crazy Lazy Corgi, Colby Dunbar, Shining S4, Axel the Firelord, Random Game Over, Atlas 79, Cold Phazon, and Luma Rosalina. Murmur, thank you so much. Sincerely appreciate it. And actually, while I was saying that, so much more calcium is being deposited into your diet because there is, was it nine gift subs from Existential Joker, another milk bomb. They're happening. They're happening. Trying to make sure that everyone's got a sub to the channel during this month. Let's see, we got 300 bits from Shy, who says, shout out to casual wear at home, hashtag white undershirt gang. In case someone came in late, it is St. Patrick's Day. We're not wearing green, which we've already got our pinch out of the way. Please don't tell Mal to do it again. She pinches way too hard. But we're planning on exercising, so I didn't want to put on like a different shirt. So I just have on the white undershirt so I can exercise and get a shower. Because I was like, oh, if I put on a shirt, then it's just going to be dirty. I don't want to do that. Yankee Gal 13 gives us up to green shirt. Appropriate. Thank you, Yankee Gal. Got 300 bits from Somber Mink 91. No message, but I appreciate it. 100 bits from Hylian Hero 07. Appreciate that. Thank you, Hero. 500 bits from Queen's Thief, who says, since my school is switching to online, I can now be here live. Thank you guys for always being entertaining. Aw, well, you're welcome. doing my best. And it's cool that you'll be able to, watch live because of that. That's really great.
Yeah.
There's a lot of education that has already or will be switching over to online. I think I mentioned it on Breakfast Stream, maybe? But the other day, I have a friend who's a principal and actually reached out to me and was like, hey, what should we do in terms of...
How can we provide instruction?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's... it's a big move. It's a big move for people. Maybe I'll make a video about that, or just dedicate a vlog or something to it, and maybe that can help a few folks. Even if all I did was just give them some, programs and sites, and just set them in the right direction. Because there's a lot of different ways to do it. I actually don't know if Twitch would be the best way of doing it, because on YouTube you can have unlisted live streams.
Yeah.
And I don't believe you can do anything like that on Twitch. So if people are just starting from nothing, they may actually want to use YouTube and set it to unlisted, and then send that to the students. Google Meet and Google Hangouts is a great idea. I always forget that exists. But yeah, that would actually be a good one.
When I was teaching, we were really into Google, so that would probably been what we used.
I've never heard of Zoom. Zoom is never heard. If you say the word Zoom to me, Zoom is a company that produces audio products.
Thomas says Zoom is good. He's working at a university, so.
Interesting. Yeah, when I hear Zoom, I'm like, the H4n Pro? We got one of those. Is that what we're talking about? No? Anyway.
I know one of the things our county is doing is they're parking school buses around the county because the school buses have Wi-Fi. And a lot of our students don't have Wi-Fi. They're doing basically a drive-through for breakfast and lunch for students. So the parents can drive through and they hand food in for the kids, so the kids have food. When I released the vlog yesterday, I touched on a fair bit, but there's so much I didn't touch on because I only felt comfortable talking about what I talked about. Yeah.
I felt knowledgeable enough to say what I said, and there's so many other things that are huge factors and huge considerations, and the vlog was heavy enough as is. But yeah, there's a lot of things like...
People are blown away by the school buses of Wi-Fi. It's because a lot of our student population doesn't have resources at home.
Yeah.
So they provide it on the bus because a lot of our stuff has gone digital before, and all of our middle schoolers have iPads. So the teachers will give work on the iPad at home, but they don't have Wi-Fi at home because there's no internet at home.
Yeah.
So they put it on the bus so the kids can at least do it on the bus.
Yeah, and there's an entire factor about with schools being closed. That's how a lot of kids eat.
Mm-hmm.
And that's something that's had to have been solved. So there's a lot of things when society starts shutting down a little bit. There's a lot of sudden things that need answered.
Yeah.
And again, I didn't even begin to touch on a million other things I could have, just because there's so much. There's so much already. But we'll continue to see how everything turns out. Mm-hmm. We're definitely, most certainly paying attention. We got 15 months from Leah L. Pritchett. Hi guys, my summer study abroad trip got canceled from all this crazy. I know it's for my safety, but I'm still very disappointed. But spending this morning with y'all makes it better. Happy St. Patrick's Day, which is an appropriate sound to hear right as I got to that part. That sucks. That sucks so much. It was what were we watching? Oh, it was John Oliver's Coronavirus 2 video.
Yeah.
There's a section in it where for 30 seconds he's like, just be mad about things.
Everyone has a right to be mad for 30 seconds.
And it's true.
Mm-hmm.
just because there's a lot of stuff that got canceled immediately.
Selfishly mad.
Yeah, selfishly mad. And I thought that was a really funny spin on something that everyone, to some extent, is dealing with.
Yeah.
Because it's true. Like, people had plans, people had weddings, there's so many things that just immediately, like, are just done.
Yeah.
And I think that it's okay to use some of that to just be mad.
Yeah. Everyone has something to be mad about.
Everyone has something to be mad about. And, like, it's circumstantial, and you can't fix it. But I think that it's still a reasonable thing, you know.
And it's...
TRG Coliseum, I can't say that it's canceled. It's not canceled. It has changed a lot. And that sucks, because we had so many cool plans.
Yeah.
And I'm upset about that.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm not even the person running it. Emil was so upset.
Yeah.
And, like, Emil understands and obviously wants the safety of everybody. But, I mean, Emil loves TRG Coliseum and loves the work that is done for everything. And it's just, I felt bad because we weren't going to be able to do it in the same way. I felt really bad for Emil. And, you know, I'm glad that we're still going to be able to salvage the event in some way. And I'll talk a little bit, not like a ton about that, but I'll talk a little bit about that when I get to the end of the alerts.
But I mean, this is something that we're gonna remember. Like, this whole generation of people alive now. Like, when I was in 8th grade in 2001, when the towers got hit, I remember my social studies teacher saying, I remember where I was when we walked on the moon, when JFK got shot. He said, you will remember this. And that's something that's always stuck with me when big events happen. You will remember where you are. And I'm sure we will always...
You'll have a memory frozen in time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this thing that's going to be our new normal for a while, that's...
Yeah, this is a kind of a generation-defining...
Yeah.
event. Especially because...
And Wizard grad student says, we're living in history right now. And that's another thing someone said to me once. It's always stuck to me that's similar. When I was in college, freshman year, my history professor said that she was supposed to study abroad somewhere in the past. She was about ready to retire, and she said that she was supposed to study abroad, and it got canceled because a civil war happened in the country. And her mom was like, I can't believe it. I'm so glad you didn't go. Aren't you glad you didn't go? And she's like, Mom, I'm a history major. I was living history. And that's what we're doing. So.
Yeah. It's an interesting time to be alive.
Yeah.
For certain, but... Oh my god. Socially distanced St. Patty's Day. It is time for St. Patrick's Day. You know that it is here. If you aren't wearing green, well, my pinchers, they are near. They are coming right for you. And guess what? I pinch hard. 'Cause when you did it before, I think that I'll be screaming across the yard.
That was about social distancing.
Oh, sorry. I was secretly subconsciously mad about how hard you pinched me earlier, because your family is crazy. You have a family of hitters. God, it's like the first...
It's how we show affection.
It's like the first week of college all over again.
When Alex punched you.
When Alex would hit me and I'd be like, I'm not your brother! Sorry. So, yeah. Please make a song about St. Patrick's Day social distancing. Instead, Stephen picks one of the two things. My apologies. That was 5,000 bits from Mr. Game Boy 18, who wrote, sing about a socially distant St. Patrick's Day. And again, I just immediately I chose one of those things. I have a tendency to do that too. Asking me to pick two subjects and combine them. My brain sometimes is like, nah, I just really want to pinch my wife. Stop reading here and saying, hopefully everyone is doing well and contributing to flattening the curve and staying safe. Let's just ride it out until Animal Crossing, then we'll be able to handle this all with ease. There is so much truth in your last sentence. There are so many people that the amount of hype that they had for Animal Crossing was already high, but I think now more than ever, people are just like, please just give us Animal Crossing. Like, allow me to, you know, use the next few weeks or months, really, if I'm honest, the next few months to just be in this digital world. So, yeah. But also, hope everyone is contributing to flattening the curve. If you didn't see the vlog yesterday,
as much as you can. If
yeah, I mean it's
some people are unable to, and
yeah,
you can still to an extent.
Yeah,
not quite to the extreme.
Yeah, everyone has different things that different responsibilities that they have to attend to, and I completely understand. But everyone contributing to that in their own way is helpful. But I released a vlog about that. It's long. It's not required watching, of course. It's very different from our normal content, but might be worth seeing. But Mr. Game Boy, thank you so much for the support, and I'm sorry that I didn't do so well on the social distance thing. Although, to be fair, I am socially distanced from everyone else. It's just not you.
Yeah.
And that's why you get the pinches. That's why that happens. See, that one was more watch it. 500 bits from Marty Griff, 1980. Hey, great StephenVlog video. Sad state of affairs where influencers have to go on and tell people what to do as they do not listen to the experts. Also, happy St. Patrick's Day from Ireland. Also, St. Patrick's Day from Ireland, which I believe means that you either get pinch immunity or you double pinch. Or, I'm not exactly sure how things are done there. One of the two, like one extreme or the other. I made the vlog primarily because, I mean, again, I have to. It's one of those things like, it's enveloped the world, and we have to talk about it to some extent. But then also, I hope that I can contribute in some small way. I know that for as much as everything has been on the news, there's still going to be some people that either don't see the news or whatever, and if I can do something in some way, just a little bit to say, hey, this is serious and important, and we need to be doing something, then I'm happy to contribute in some way. Chemist 2020 gives a sub to Dr. Aquino. Thank you, Chemist. Colorful Artie sends 1,500 bits and says, with my company quarantining employees and forcing them to work from home, there are two upsides, working in pajamas and breakfast stream. I mean, that seems pretty good. I don't like to work in pajamas, but Mal does all the time.
I sit weird. I don't sit like a normal person. I'm always sitting cross-legged.
You don't sit like a normal person.
I cross above the knee, or I'm like sitting sideways, like side saddle, or...
Yeah, you don't sit
And regular pants are just not conducive to movement.
Yeah. Chess says, we have a video conference call at 8:30, so no pajamas for me. I mean, you can wear pajama bottoms... Unless you just have a really weird conference call where they're like, we must see the entirety of you.
So we know you're working.
Don't show us just the waist up. Show us... Yeah. Sorry, that conference call went in a really bad direction real quick. That's right. My apologies. Anyway, I'm glad that you get to enjoy breakfast stream. Somewhere Chaz is like, yikes. Context important. The Yankee Gal 13 gives a sub to Motion Dan. Thank you, Yankee Gal. Gives Dan a sub. We got 500 bits from Satsu, who says, I've been dealing with a cough since a cold flu from a few weeks ago, And today I think it's finally over. But I also have chronic illness, so I've got a tight window to go out and do things before I'm being isolated from my health. What a complicated spring this is going to be. A complicated spring is the best way to talk about how things are just in general. But yeah, I mean, it's even more difficult for anyone that has a chronic illness. We are painfully aware that we are going to have to go get groceries again. Mm-hmm. And like, even though we stockpiled some food, it's not the food that we stockpiled for was if we got sick. But then also, even if we wanted to eat it, it wouldn't matter. This is going to be happening for months. So we're like, okay, we're gonna have to figure out what day we're gonna go and how we're gonna do it. And actually, last night I made the decision to get Animal Crossing digitally, because my plan had been on Friday to go get groceries and just get them at Walmart, and then while we were at Walmart, pick up the game. And I got thinking about it, and I was like, well, there's going to be more people at Walmart. We could go to a smaller grocery store, and then we would probably have less of a risk. And then the other flip side is that I love physical video games, but if I get Animal Crossing digitally, then I'll just have it, and I'll probably be more likely to play it even if it's not in the Switch. So that's what I decided to do. And you already got it digitally.
Yeah.
So it's weird for me to choose that, but I mean, it's fine. And I will probably play Animal Crossing more if I just have it on my Switch, so.
Maybe some point we'll pick it up physical to add to the collection.
If we ever, it's not on a rush.
No.
Especially now. I'm like, yeah. I don't care. But like at some point, if
we see it used or.
Well, I was gonna say, if we ever get to the point where we're collecting Switch, if we ever get to that point, someone stop us. Something's gone wrong. Something's gone terribly wrong. I'm assuming that if we're doing that, we've finished Super Nintendo and NES.
Yeah.
Because I don't know in what other situation we would start picking up Switch titles. We got 500 bits from that gamer gerbil who says, as a retail worker, I can't tell you how happy I am that it's my day off. I'm so sore from running all the grocery freight that has been coming in. My Walmart has done more sales than we normally do it. Lots of sales inside my store. My Walmart has done more sales than we normally do during Christmas. It's insane. I mean, I can believe that, but it's still a weird thing to read.
I talked to my mom last night, and she said the same thing. She's at a grocery store. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And she's stocking all of the non-perishables, the paper products and makeup and cleaners and stuff, toilet paper.
Yeah, and I know we said it just a little bit ago, but again, shout out to all of the folks in retail, because you are keeping the fabric of society held together.
Yeah.
There's a lot of jobs right now that are super, super important, and retail workers are actually one of them. So thank you so much for working, and I'm glad that you get a day off. Rest well, and just again, try and center yourself, because we have a long road ahead. I'm hopeful, and I truly believe that things will slow down, because again, after so many people have like panic bought stuff, they will have supplies. They won't need more supplies, so like things will calm down. But it might take a little bit to get there. 7 months from Commander Beckles. This says, current state of events means I get to stay home and watch breakfast stream all I want until further notice. Let there be coffee. Again, silver linings. I'm glad that you can be here this morning. Got 500 bits from Sparkstrike13. As a Costco employee, I ask that everyone spare a thought for all my fellow retail workers everywhere. We are all so tired. Thank you, Sparkstrike. Thank you so much. And as a reminder, if you're going out soon to buy some stuff, tell a retail worker thank you. I think that would probably mean the world to them. I mean, just go out of your way to, if you see someone doing something, stocking something, just stop them and say, stop them 6 feet away, and say thank you. I just really, I appreciate you. Because I think that they would appreciate that. And then also, of course, if you're going out to get stuff, do not panic buy. Buy what you need. And, again, we'll get through this together. We got a 9-month resub from CFO Seeker. Says, definitely does not feel like 9 months. Does it feel like triple plus? Could you get that? 6 months from Mr. Gameboy 18 says, I made it to 6 months. Woo! Give me that Law and Order sounds. Plus plus. Thank you, Mr. Gameboy. Appreciate it. Existential Joker gifts some subs here. 1 to DB505, 1 to Ed Zoologist, and 1 to Silver Pizza 1, and then 9 gift subs. So Big Milk Bomb, and those went to Arianya, I think I got that right. Snow Grimoire, Amanda Sox 8, Becker 2010, East Shocker, Blue Manual, Blue Spartan 64, Gamer 76255, and Mad the Sane. Existential Joker, thank you. Sincerely appreciate that. We got a 16-month resub from Gibnibs. Happy St. Patrick's Day. It's my 18th birthday today, and what better way to spend it with my grandparents? I'm a little bummed that schools are closed, but I'm glad to be here.
Well, welcome.
Welcome, and congratulations. 18
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, and 18 is such a big, important number. There's so many things that happen and are suddenly expected of you overnight.
Yeah. When
you're 18, and that's a big, important birthday, and I hope that you enjoy it. It's a weird way to spend a birthday, but hey, you'll remember your 18th birthday. You will remember it for the rest of your life, and that's something. I'm glad that I can be a part of that memory, maybe in some way. We got a sub from Aaron Frost. Thank you, Aaron. As well as a sub from Celtic Wolf 25. And Colorful Artie resubscribes for 18 months. My toast sub is 1.5 now. It's probably stale. With every month that goes by, we install a new it's a new piece of toast. This is your 18th piece of toast, actually. A lot of people don't know that. There's always new bread coming out of that toaster. That's how it works.
Satsy says install.
Don't you have someone to install the toast? That's what I do.
The toast elves will be in tomorrow night.
Yeah. I install the toast.
No, the toast elves. When the little toast elves go and put the toast in.
Do they put the toast in, or do they live in the toaster and they just breathe hot air onto the bread?
I think there's 2 types.
2 types?
Maybe there's like toast gnomes too. One of them installs, one of them lives in the toaster.
The lore of Breakfast Stream just expanded heavily in the span of 10 seconds, but okay. Diamond Luxray gives us up to Pinch. She's being so much more gentle now. I'm just going to be like 2 black marks from earlier.
I mean, I'm not using my fingernails.
Good. I don't want to bleed in addition to being bruised. I'm just saying, most people when they pinch, it's like a little pinch. You think that it's a vice grip. Are you a lobster? Is that what this is about?
Whole arm pinch.
It's just a very confusing 18 months from Danny. He says, good morning, grandparents. I keep forgetting the breakfast stream starts at 6 a.m. now. I hope everyone here is doing well. Yeah, hopefully it didn't confuse too many folks with the, what's it called? Daylight Savings Time.
Yes.
I kept thinking time zone. We switched time zones. We didn't switch time zones. I did hear a honk. We had a honk there. Danny, thank you, and congrats on 1+.
Top of the morning, my little shamrocks.
We got 500 bits from Murmur. It says, last bits before I have to go. Working in the medical field right now is very stressful, so these streams are a very nice distraction. Thank you both. Thank you. We need, again, this is something I've said before. We're all in this together, but we sincerely appreciate, people helping.
Holding society together.
Yeah, the people that are holding society together. Retail workers, people in packaging and shipping, and certainly medical workers. So, Murmur, thank you so much. And thank you so much for your generosity earlier in giving out so many subs as well. We got 300 bits from DannyX6 asking for some good vibes from chat. I've got an audition for a musical today. It's a community theater production of Mamma Mia.
Cool.
Mamma Mia, here we go again. My. I don't know what the last line is.
How can I resist you?
Yeah, it was like, I was close, but I couldn't remember what it was. It was like, good luck on your audition, Danny. I promise that I will not give my rendition of all of the other songs. 500 bits from Lissa Little Bear. Thank you so much for making the vlog on COVID, Stephen. I am immunocompromised, and my wife and I really appreciate you taking the time to share the information you did. My wife has been telling people not to panic, and we are definitely going to use your video as a resource to show people. We love you guys. Glad I could help. I mean, again, in the grand scheme of things, I feel like I have done so little. But if I have a platform to try and inform people, then I will. And I hope that it helps in some way. And otherwise, to you and, of course, everyone else, stay safe. Stay safe. We will get through this. It's gonna be a weird few weeks, weird few months, but
yeah,
we're gonna get through it.
Carlos has been hanging out this morning.
Well, does Carlos have classes? No. Because like.
No, he tweeted a while ago.
Okay, because like people probably don't even have a lot of. I mean, some people are gonna have online classes, of course.
Yeah.
But a lot of people are probably not even going to have a lot of stuff to do. So, I mean, we're streaming, so at least we can start people's Tuesdays and Thursdays off right. We got 300 bits from Shy, who says, Stephen George, a soft man who surrounds himself with the love of violent people. That's how I think of myself. Thank you, Shy.
Carlos says, I have 2 online classes just listening while setting up to film.
Ah, I see. Carlos, you get that, I mean, I could just message you. Did you get your autofocus issue fixed? Literally cutting through the fact that there's hundreds of people
Let's just
here.
Get Tom in here
and I'm like,
can teach him
and I'm just like, hey, how'd that thing, that thing all right? And everyone's like, what are you talking about? I could just message you. It's just, it seemed convenient. I'm like, oh, you're right here. You get that figured out? Thomas says, use your platform. We can just start talking to people very individually. It worked when I said it to 1080p instead of 4K. What the heck? And you're not using HDMI monitoring. There's some stuff with the Sony cameras with autofocus that doesn't work in 4K. But with what you described in your message before, it should be fine in 4K. Like, I don't know. We can talk about it later, but that's odd. That's very odd. Anyway, 1,000 bits from Jesse Anorak. Have some bits. It's nice to be able to cheer this morning. It's good to see you, grandparents. I'm glad you're here, Jesse. Hope you and Megan are doing well. It's glad to have. I'm happy to have folks here, and again, happy to try and help people start the Tuesdays and Thursdays off right, as always, but now more than ever, it feels more important.
Yeah.
I guess. So I'm glad to have folks here. We got 1,500 bits from Colorful Artie. Thanks, Stephen. Because of you talking about Animal Crossing, I lost self-control and bought it. You made a good point about it being great to have during quarantine. I mean, it's a good game to have.
Yeah.
It's a good game to have. So, yeah, if anyone else is also thinking, oh man, now I want to get it. I mean, it's probably worthwhile. And you don't have to like get it now because it'll be out Friday. Quick note, throw this out there. If anyone's considering picking it up digitally, you can use our Humble Bundle link and pick up the game and also support us at the same time, which we would appreciate. If you're going to buy it digitally anyway, and Fossix has the link for that. Otherwise, if you're getting a physical copy, of course, everyone, be careful. Be careful out there. We got 300 bits from Satsy, who says, a friend of mine works at the cafe connected to a store, and he said there's a detached fascination watching the doors open and everyone veer immediately to the toilet paper. It's been one of the weirdest things of all of this, honestly, is seeing what happens with all of it. And to some extent, it is a snowball effect. A few people get a lot of toilet paper. Other people see that it's leaving, and they're like, oh God, I should pick up toilet paper. So they might pick up some extra toilet paper too. And before you know it, toilet paper that would have been good for 10 people is to, like, only 3 people. But it is a weird fascination. I've seen some of the pictures on social media, and it's bizarre. Like, what people are buying.
Yeah.
Like, I've seen some pictures from people at Costco, and they've got the flatbed rollers, not the carts, but the flatbed stuff, and it's loaded. I mean, I'm like, whoa, man. Whoa. Unless you got, like, 20 people living at home, I can't even imagine. And I guess it's just, their thought is, I'm gonna ride this out. But again, stores aren't closing. Stores aren't closing. And I understand that we have to be safe when we go out. We need to keep our distance from people. But, like, the stores aren't closing. They will be open.
Yeah.
You know? And Tatsy says, ride what out? People are approaching this as if it's a natural disaster.
And I think that's what a lot of us have experience with. And I think
everyone's got experience with hurricanes or tornadoes or
earthquakes.
Exactly. And it's one of those things like, okay, they're approaching it from that perspective. And that's, you know, the thing that I had been reading, there was an article that interviewed some psychologists about this, and they were saying basically people want to feel like they're in control of something. They want to feel like they can prepare for something, and toilet paper is just one of the ways that they do that. So, yeah, I don't. Supplies will come back. It's super frustrating, and I'm grateful for some of the stores that. And this is insane that I have to say this, but there's literally employees guarding toilet paper.
Yeah.
2020's been interesting, but I'm also grateful for that because then it makes sure that it's more evenly distributed. But yeah, I've seen that multiple times too. Multiple times. We got 500 bits from that gamer. Gerbo says, thanks for everyone for being thankful. As an assistant manager at Walmart, I've been dealing with mostly angry people, so thank you, Steve Mao, and everyone else for the kind words. I am so sorry.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry for you and everyone else that has to deal with anyone who would be irate in a situation like this. Like, you don't deserve that ever, and you certainly don't deserve that now of all times. Just, my best advice is, like, breathe, keep your head up, and understand that, you know, for every negative interaction that you have, I assure you, even if they don't go out of their way to say it, a lot of people are appreciative of what you're doing. And that's why I said earlier, if people are going out, tell a retail worker that they're doing a good job and that you appreciate them, because it probably means so much to them. Everyone takes for granted this sort of thing, like, the stores are open, you know, there are things to get, like, I'm just going to the store and get the thing, but there's so many people behind the scenes that are working so hard to make this happen. So, like Renee says, Black Friday is bad, this is so much worse. Yeah, I mean, I think that's actually a really good way of putting it, because when people think of retail workers getting it bad, a lot of times they think about Black Friday and how crazy things are, and that it's like Black Friday every day.
Yeah.
I said that the exact same moment that Brandon typed it. But seriously, like, imagine the stress of retail workers dealing with Black Friday, but it's every day. Yeah. So again, if you go out, keep your distance from folks, but tell a retail worker from a distance that they're doing a good job, because I feel like that would mean a lot to them. We got 250 bits from Armored Frog. Joel, thank you. Appreciate that this morning. We got 500 bits from Mr. Game Boy, who says, honk, I can't stay any longer, but I guess the stream is almost over as well. But have a happy and green St. Patty's Day. Play some games and do some work and eat some food. Not necessarily in that order. Okay, peace. Mr. Game Boy, I appreciate it. And that's good advice for a lot of people. I think there's going to be a lot of people playing games just in general in the next few weeks. There was, I think it was 20 million people on Steam like a day or two ago. Yeah. And it's because it's like, well, what are they going to do? What are they going to do? I mean, people are just going to be playing games. Maybe it's, you know, if work is slow, or if you're out of work, if you're out of school, this might be a good time to finally catch up on all those games that you bought from all those Steam sales. Because Gabe Newell tricked you into buying all these games, and now you get to trick him and say, haha, Gabe, I'm actually going to get a chance to play these. Take that. You and your combat boots. 400 bits from Risaka Gaming. Happy St. Patrick's Day, Stephen and Mal. Hope you two are having a great morning. My college is having online classes until April 10th.
Top of the morning, my little shamrocks.
Love that alert. But the positive side is that I still get to watch Breakfast Stream. Pray for me as I go work in retail today at the gas station, which has been nuts. My next day off is Thursday, and I can't wait. Well, first off, I'm glad that you're here. Second off, again, be safe out there.
Top of the morning, my little
Because
shamrocks.
you're out there in the thick of it as well. And I'm sorry that things have been so wild. But Thursday will be here soon. Thursday will be here soon. We have to look forward to each passing day. Existential Joker gives a sub to Gwendamere. Joker, thank you. We got a 16-month resub from Luca18. Thank you. 300 bits from Danny says, when I was buying food on the weekend, they had to close off one of the entrances because people were filling up their shopping carts and just walking out without paying since it was so crowded. No! I mean, I understand that these sorts of things are going to bring out the worst in humanity. It's important to remember in times like this, and when you hear stories about that, and when you see like the pictures on social media of like these carts, that most people are good. Most people are. And it's hard. It's really hard in the face of things like that, but most people are good. Most people mean well. Most people follow the rules. And it's a shame that we have little anecdotes and things about this, because yes, this absolutely happens. Just Quid says, retail makes you hate people. I've talked to Roland. Roland already has so many stories. I've heard so many wild stories. I can't wait to hear some stories regarding all of what's happening now. But just try and keep in mind that overall, people are good. They are. But some are bad. Some are very bad. Very, very bad. You guys saw the story about the guy that got the big truck and him and his brother went state to state and got all the hand sanitizers and stuff? That story has a really great ending because it all had to be donated. And I'm like, man, what are you doing? What thought process is like, yeah, I think I'll profit off of this pandemic. It feels good to be angry about something like that, and then it has a good ending, and you're like, good. Good. Very good. 300 bits from Shy, who says, knock knock, who's there? Oh, it's 2020. Come on in. Hope you're not as big of an a-hole as the past few of your friends. We didn't even know. Yeah, I got to tell you, 2020 has been wild. I mean, especially us, particularly. A month ago, it'll be a month ago Thursday that we lost Sagan. And that already, I mean, it basically ruined 2020 for me. I was like, hey, you sucks. You're definitely sucks. And then a month later, we're sitting here and I'm like, oh, you were just getting started, weren't you? I see what's happening. But we're trying to make the most of it. 2020 tricked us. I recall very vividly, I probably did this on the vlog too, on New Year's Eve, telling myself, hey, next year is the start of not only a new year, but a new decade. Like, this is a chance for a clean slate.
Sorry.
And 2020 was like, hold on, just give me a second here. But we got to make the most of it, and it's, I know it's hard, but we got to keep our heads up. We absolutely have to, because it's very important to, stay positive. Brandon, yes. Show the things. Mouse scrolled up to make sure I saw that. So this is Lissa Little Bear.
Aw.
made some art this morning. I love
I'm
it.
so excited.
I love it.
Kepler has his foot stretched out, and I'm just playing with his toes.
That's super cute. Lisa, thank you. God, I'm so excited for Animal Crossing.
Yeah.
I'm very, very excited for Animal Crossing. We got 300 bits from DannyX6. Because my job can work from home, my boss says people should. I just hate working from home. So here I am, social distancing by being literally the only person in the office. Working from home is weird.
Yeah.
Weird. It's something that I've done for so long that it's second nature, but I know a lot of people are going to be struggling with that too.
Top of the morning, my little shamrocks.
There's going to be a lot of people that also feel less productive,
Yeah.
and people probably need some tips surrounding all of that.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of like guides and stuff online for things to try. And one of the things that's interesting about working from home is that different things are going to work differently for different people. I'm pretty fortunate that I can just throw myself at stuff. So I do that.
You're just like, work.
Yeah, whatever. Mao in the past has utilized what's the name of the timer thing? Pomodoro. So if you're in a situation now actually where you have to work from home, consider looking into Pomodoro.
Top of the morning,
Try
my
it.
shamrocks.
It works for some people. It doesn't work for others.
Yeah, but if you're looking for something to try, that basically takes the work that you're doing and kind of splits it out into different sections.
Yeah.
So
Setting a schedule for yourself helps.
So you get to work a little bit and then get a little bit off, work a little bit, and get a little bit off. So something to consider. But also, if you're the only person in the office, I mean, that's pretty great. You got to admit, if you're going to go in and you're the only person in the office, I mean, at least you get, the luxury of being safe. So, we got a sub from Ping Buddha Pong. Thank you for that. 300 bits from Jesse, who says, can either of you try and convince me to get Animal Crossing? I mean, you have to like Animal Crossing.
Yeah.
I'm going to preface that by, saying that. Animal Crossing it's not for everybody. Nintendo's been pushing their campaign pretty hard. They got a Twitter campaign right now with the little custom emoticons on Twitter.
Yes.
And a campaign with a custom emoticon, I think it's like $1 million. So it's like Nintendo is pushing this thing. They really want people to play Animal Crossing. But the fact of the matter is, it's for a very specific audience. You know what I mean?
It's chill. It's no action. It's
it's no action. Don't even play it.
I like it a lot.
Animal Crossing is a game that you can't.
Thomas says fishing is action.
Like you
That's
can
the most action.
You can binge it to some extent, but Animal Crossing is really a game that wants you to play it every day for half an hour. So if you're the type of person that like you want to sit down and you want to play a game for like 8 hours straight and like play through like an RPG type thing, like Animal Crossing is just not that. Animal Crossing wants you to play half an hour a day for the rest of your life. And that's how I'm going to be approaching it. Is I'm going to play probably 20 to 30 minutes before bed to keep up with things. It's a game about rearranging furniture and that's
talking to villagers and
like that's basically it. It's a lot better with other people. And the game is still good single player, but it's a lot better with other people. Either if you can play like online with like people or if you got people at home that you can actually. So one of the things you can do is if you have like just one Switch, you can still each have a person in the town. So like you can have a person, Megan can have a person, and then you can interact that way. So that's neat. Like I like it a lot. I like it a lot, but it's not for everyone. And some people like it more than me. But one of the reasons that I'm going to be playing it is because I'll be able to play with our friends.
Yeah.
Just because there's a lot that's added. There's a lot of added value if you are experiencing it with other people. Because you can trade items and do things like that.
Some of my favorite memories were playing Wild World.
With me?
With you and some other people from Starman.net and going into towns and just like, oh, let's go catch bugs.
Yeah.
And it's like 1 a.m.
Yeah. So, but yeah, you don't have to make that decision now. Don't forget, Friday, I will be streaming it. We'll be streaming it. I'll be playing.
Yeah.
And I'll be starting from the very beginning. So if anyone's just interested in seeing what the beginning of the game is like, tune in Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. I'll be playing through, like the first 3 hours. And we'll kind of see together what it's like. Got 300 bits from Opera Bubbles. Shout out to my sis working a 7-hour shift at the pet store all by herself. Please send her lots of love and good vibes. Chat grandchildren. Aw. Well, that's commendable. That is commendable, especially all by your lonesome. But I mean, that's another retail position that we need because people need pet supplies too.
Gabby has to eat.
Your sister has my respect. Absolutely. Thank you, Opera Bubbles. All right, it's 10:15. We've gotten through all the alerts. One thing I said that I would talk about before we ended was TRG Coliseum. We had a meeting yesterday, and I'm only going to tell you what is public knowledge. I'm not going to tell you anything new. But TRG Coliseum was not canceled, because it technically is not canceled, but it is going to an online-only event. And what that means is that we will not be physically in person with other people. Which, don't get me wrong, I completely understand is like the one of the main appeals of the event. But we're still going forward with the event in a way that I think will be, I think the magnitude of it will be surprising to people, actually. There's going to be an official announcement on Saturday about it, and you'll learn more then. But, trying to be careful about what I say, because I don't want to be the one to sink the ship.
Yeah.
So I'm only saying things that are public knowledge. But yeah, the TRG Coliseum will be an online event, and again, I don't want that to disappoint too many folks, because seriously, I think that it will end up being a little bit more than you expect, but we will not be physically together with everyone, and I hate that, but. And I'm gonna give you one piece of information, gosh darn it, because it's my thing, man. It's my baby. I will tell you that there will still be bumpers. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that, but I just did. And I'm excited about that. So, that was really one of the heart and souls of the event last year, and I was really proud of it, especially the amount of work that, everyone put into helping create them, but especially Dan and myself. And those will make a return even in a digital event. Hopefully the powers that be don't get mad at me for revealing that, but, I want people to be excited about this thing, and there will be more official information on Saturday. Yeah. Okay. I think it's it.
Yeah.
Trying to think of any last minute things to announce. Mal's almost freaking done with this painting. God help us. I believe that'll probably be out Saturday. Because it's Tuesday, and you're right at the end.
Yeah.
You might finish it today. If not today, then probably tomorrow.
Yeah.
It's been a heck of a journey on that thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, her painting will probably be out Saturday. I said it not long ago, but Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern, we'll be doing an Animal Crossing stream. It'll be my first time experiencing the game. Both Matt and I will be here, so make sure you're here for that. And then, is that it? I think that's it. Pretty sure. Today's Tuesday, so Smash is back on the channel. I think it's Daisy. Alright, that's it. That's all the information. There is not a first 20 stream today. We're set on that. We won't be doing a first 20 stream again until April. So, we're good on that for a while. Oh, and this is not really information I have to share, but I will. I will most likely be recording Burial at Sea today. Because I'm hoping that that'll be out Saturday as well. So, haven't touched it because I've been busy with some other things, but that'll probably be today so we can try and get that, get Bioshock back on the channel for Saturday. So, yeah. Again.
Cool.
That's neat. Okay, now we're done, for real. Thank you all so much for being here. Again, if you go out today, be careful. Is there primaries today?
Yeah. Some states are canceling, some aren't.
Ooh, God, that's a tough one. If you have primaries today, you're going out voting. Again, just be as careful as you can. If you're going out for any reason today, be careful. 6 feet minimum is the distance that they tell you to stay away from people. Wash your hands, use hand sanitizer, etc. And again, the world's not ending. It may feel like it is, but it's not. We're gonna get through this together. We just have to be careful. Thanks for watching. And we'll see you
Tuesday.
Today is Tuesday.
Thursday.
Good one, Matt. We'll see you Thursday at 8. No.
8.
9. God, I don't even know. We'll see. We'll see you Thursday at 9 a.m. Eastern for more breakfast stream.